Good morning, my lovelies. Happy Saturday. Let's dose. It's a beautiful sunny day already, and I got up super bright and early. Cheers. Yo, water. So, before I start talking about anything, I just want to put a quick little picture here and like a little video I took. I can't even tell you how many dang people sit and have conversations in the comments about my dose. Not that I owe anyone an explanation, but full honesty, like it feels good to prove people wrong when they say like outrageous things. It's just satisfying. So I'm putting this picture and video to show, like without a shadow of a doubt, what my dose says, like milligram wise. And this picture and the video are taken in my kitchen, so that part should be obvious. The video has my name on the bottle. Both show the milligrams and the date and my brand new nails. So there should be like literally zero doubts. The sad thing is there still will be. And you know, for the people who genuinely want to know and aren't being jerks, I am dosing at 105 right now, and I have a split dose, so I dose 2 times a day, which makes my total dose be 210 milligrams per day, like in 2 doses. So 105 in the morning, 105 in the evening, for a total of 210. I used to be, before my split dose, I was actually at 220, because no matter how high I would go up, I would be like stable for like a moment, but then I would immediately go back to getting very, very, very sick. Sometime in like the middle of the night to like early morning, I would be like in full-blown withdrawal, like, and when I say full-blown withdrawal, I mean like vomiting and diarrhea, like that far along into withdrawal, like miserable, like very sick. And that went on for like years. And no, I'd have some good days. And like there would be, you know, times, like I said, where I'd go up like a little bit, and that would hold me over for a little while until it would just happen again. Because truth be told, it was my metabolism. And I got a peak and trough test, which determined that. What they do is they draw your blood, I think either right before or right after, I think it's right before you dose. And then they have you dose and come back in like 4 hours, and they draw your blood again. And that way they're able to tell like the levels to where they can determine like how fast your body is metabolizing your dose. And that way we were able to tell that, okay, it's metabolizing it quite quickly, so this isn't necessarily a matter of needing to go up higher and higher and higher. This is a matter of no matter what dose I'm at, my body is ultimately gonna power through it, because yeah, even at 220 milligrams, I was still very sick. And actually, I think the highest I was ever at was 260. Back then, I believe I was struggling because, well, I know I was struggling because of the medication I was on for my epilepsy at that time. I went through a lot of medications for my epilepsy, and they all had horrific side effects, much, much worse than making my dose not really work. But one of them that was a side effect is that my dose would only last like half the day, and then I would be very, very sick. And again, I don't even know back then if anyone had a split dose. Nobody ever told me that option. I had never heard of it, honestly, until my doctor suggested it to me. I had like one friend, I think, who was on a split dose, and I found out around the same time. So I didn't even know it existed. There's a lot of people who didn't know it existed, and I don't know if it's like a new thing that they're discovering or if it's just like a rare thing or whatever. But yeah, I didn't even know about it. But back when I was on that medication, which was many years ago, I honestly don't even know if I was completely sober then. There's a possibility I wasn't even sober yet. But that medication was causing it to not work, and I ended up at like 260. And ultimately I switched medications, and I switched, like I said, a lot of medications, and in the end what ended up working for me better than absolutely anything, and it kept me seizure free, was cannabis. And that is legit. And I spent like a decade trying all these different things, and it was all horrible. And the side effects ranged from like milder stuff, like what I just said, to the worst one was it caused me to attempt to myself just suddenly. I wasn't even like in that mindset, but just all of a sudden one night I tried and I almost succeeded, and I had to be rushed to the emergency room, and only because I told the guy I was with finally, as I like felt myself going out, and I went to the emergency room and I coded, and it was, I guess, like one of the worst kinds of those like ever, because this guy couldn't even look at me afterwards, because I have no memory of it. I woke up like hooked up to machines like a few days later, and then I got thrown in like the lockdown psych ward, but he told me that I was gone. Like everything that happens to your body when you are gone happens, and they had to fight to bring me back. And the really sad thing is I woke up and I was just like, shoot, like I wish it had worked, and that's horrible. But anyways, I don't even know how I ended up going there, but I want to talk about something I get asked sometimes. I got asked very recently too from someone, and I've gotten asked this before: how do I have so much energy? And I'm going to show you, because it's morning and I'm going to do all the morning stuff. This is my L-carnitine shot, and I take one of these. This is one of the first things I do every morning, and this gives me incredible energy, because it takes like fat and turns it into energy. And it's literally amazing. L-carnitine is a naturally occurring amino acid in our bodies. And this one, yeah, it promotes your metabolism to basically burn fat and turn it into energy. So cheers to that. Oh my gosh. It's so much liquid, holy cow. And there's still a little drop at the end. I can never do it in like one full shot. I don't know why. I'm like tiny, and this is like a lot of liquid. So another thing that I do, like first thing when I wake up, is drink coffee, and this is the coffee that I drink. It is also by the same brand, NutriPlus, which is like on the pharmacy website, and only on the pharmacy website. And I will totally put like my personal like link in the comments, so that if you guys do want this, you can totally get some for yourself. This is the only place you can get it. So I do a scoop of each. This is the mushroom coffee, and this is the collagen blend coffee, and they taste amazing. And I love them, and I put a little bit of creamer, and this gives me so much energy. And it's also, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but how I stay like tiny, because it really works for me. I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but yeah, secret weapon. This is around the time I start to get really warm. I just turned on my air conditioning, but it's really warm. Oh my gosh. Anyways, this doesn't actually give me energy. This one helps with my mood, but it's also something I do like first thing in the morning. These are my dopamine patches, and I am diagnosed BPD, so borderline bipolar 1. I have panic disorder with panic attacks and extreme complex PTSD, and I have struggled like immensely with my mental health, with like paranoia, with like all kinds of like awful things that no one should ever have to struggle with. And I can't tolerate psych meds. The side effects are like horrific for me. Like it is just not good for my brain. It never helps. I have a little like case full of all this stuff in here, plus the little alcohol swabbies, because you're supposed to have clean skin. And I get all this stuff on Amazon, including this cute little box. I'm not a doctor. Everyone is different, but this is my experience. And yeah, as someone who has had their life ruined by getting stuck on antipsychotics for an entire decade almost, this has been amazing. You want to have like an area that doesn't really have any hair, that's like just skin. So anyways, yeah, that is my morning routine. Thank you so much for hanging out and joining me, and I hope maybe I gave you some kind of helpful information. Happy Saturday. I'm off to go pack and get ready to go to the beach, and you know I'm going to take pictures. I will see you soon. Bye, lovelies.